Hey, Joanne, should you have a home inspection on a new construction home?
Oh, that is such a good question, Tom, and something that a lot of people ask all the time because the house is new. It should be
I
perfect,
know,
right?
right?
Well, welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tom and Joanne. I'm Joanne Taranto.
And I'm Tom Matthews. In today's segment, we're going to talk about home inspections and whether they are warranted on a new construction property. So, Joanne, you just sold a new construction property. What would your answer be?
Absolutely. Having a new construction is great because we love to get new systems, new features. All of the components of the home are new and under warranty. You also get a builder's warranty in Massachusetts of 12 months, a minimum of 12 months. So why do a home inspection? And the answer is simple. Every new house has kinks.
Yeah.
And what you want to try to do is work out the kinks before
Right.
you get started. So doing a home inspection on new construction, in my mind, serves two purposes. The first purpose is we want to find out if there are any kinks. Like, is there a drain that's leaky? Is there a valve diverter on a shower that doesn't work well? Even when things are new, they're not necessarily perfect. So trying out the appliances is another important part, making sure that things are working as they should and that you stay warm, safe, and dry in the house. So that's number one. The second purpose is in that every new construction, there's a process prior to closing called a punch list. How can the home inspection help with a punch list?
Well, the home inspection can help identify issues that might pop up. Because one of the things about new construction is that the builder is doing a great job, but there are so many different subcontractors who are coming into a home that some of them may be better than others. And what punch list can do with the home inspection is that what can happen is that maybe some cabinets in the kitchen were installed improperly, or maybe the wrong fixtures were put on because the subcontractor was not paying attention. And so really the importance of that home inspection is to walk through to make sure the buyer is getting what they had put down on paper in their purchase and sale.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can do is you can identify any issues that are incorrect, create a punch list, and have that punch list be given to the builder so that prior to closing, it can be made correct so that the buyer can get the home they expect to get.
Yeah, and the punch list is something that's collaborative. So there may not be any issues with leaky drains or faucets or anything, misinstalled this or that. All of those things might be great, but it gives the buyer an opportunity to go through the home in a capacity where you are opening and closing every window, testing every outlet. And while you're doing that, you're also able to take account of all of the cosmetic things. So dings in the wall, scratches in the floor, chips in cabinet paint. All of these things are a collaboration between you and the builder to make sure that it's perfect. We don't know any builders that don't want to deliver a wonderful home and stand behind their product. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you have that time, and a home inspection is usually a couple of hours. You have that time to really go through and examine every single recessed light and make sure that the trim lines up with the hole opening, and make sure that any wires that were connected are done properly, and that you don't have missing trim or missing doorknobs or missing hinges or things that have, small stuff. And so the punch list is a great way for you to get ahead of the closing rather than waiting till the final walkthrough and saying, well, we have, a little ding in the paint here, and there is, the handle on the door is loose. We have an opportunity to do all of those things during a home inspection and create that punch list. Then when you get to the final walkthrough, that's when you can go through that list and just check them off, check them off, check them off to make sure the house is perfect. Now, Tom, what happens if the house is not perfect?
The house is not perfect. We just ask the builder to fix it.
Yeah.
But I think one of the questions, Joanne, that people always have is at what time do I do the home inspection on a new construction house? Because when you're buying a pre-existing or a resale home, you do your home inspection 3 to 5 days after your accepted offer. But on new construction, you may be buying dirt. The house could be in different phases.
Right.
So the question is timing of a home inspection. That home inspection, we typically say, should be done within 7 to 10 days of your closing date.
Mm-hmm.
So the builder, he has either just gotten their certificate of occupancy, called the CO, or they're anticipating getting it in the next couple of days.
Mhm.
Now, if during that home inspection you find an issue, let's say hypothetically you found a crack in a wall, a crack in a foundation, something that was a little bit more significant than the wrong fixtures in the plumbing or something, it's an opportunity to allow the builder to fix it.
Mhm.
Houses crack. You
Mhm.
know, when you're building, when you're digging that dirt, you have to pound down that ground. You're putting down, and earth moves, there's
Mhm.
water, there's frost. And so everything can be fixed. And so you give the builder, and sometimes the builder will say to you, listen, I see the crack that has happened above the entry doorway, but my recommendation to you is to wait. Let's wait till near the end of your 12-month warranty to see if any other cracks pop up, and we'll fix them all at that time.
Mhm.
You know, and that's part of having that builder's warranty. That's part of having that relationship with the builder. And
And-
so the home inspection just kind of puts everyone on notice that we know something has happened.
And you have to remember when you're buying new construction that all of the materials that are being used are new. So they're going to be off gassing. So there will be some, kind of like that new car smell. There's going to be that new house smell. So the materials are going to be off gassing. They're going to be drying out and curing and acclimating to the humidity and pressure inside your house. So if you like to keep your house really, really dry, you may have more cracking in things like caulking and grout and that type of stuff. If you like to keep your house more on the humid side, you might have other issues like carpets smelling weird, or you have to find that balance. And there's definitely a recommendation of humidity levels that you should keep in a home. But the important thing to remember is that new construction doesn't equate to absolutely perfect. We are building something and doing it to the highest quality. But if you move into a new construction and your dishwasher breaks, it's electromechanical. It's something that none of us can control, but you do have a warranty on that appliance. So rather than feeling negatively because you have a litany of things that come up on a new construction, I would say just handle as many of them as you can before the closing. And then there are going to be things that happen over time, like you realize maybe one room isn't quite as warm as another. And those are things that can be worked out in the 12-month warranty on the house. But especially for cosmetic issues, they're going to be ongoing. Every year that you live in that house, it's going to have more and more cosmetic issues. And what you want to do is after that first year, when you have the builder come back and you've made another punch list of things that have come up on the house, they can then fix the board that's split on the deck. They can fix the caulking that's come undone above the cabinets in the kitchen. These are all things that are really, really normal, and understanding the life cycle of a home and understanding that the materials are going to be off gassing and curing for up to 2 months. And the house is really going to be kind of settling into its space for maybe even a couple of years. You're likely to see some of these smaller cosmetic things come up. Punch list, punch list, punch list. So get as many of them as you can ahead of closing. And you may do more than one inspection on a new construction, because you may find a house that's in a varying stage and you want to have it inspected before the walls are closed in and you want to have everything looked at. Now, there are processes that go along with permits. And so who else is looking at the house when it's being built?
So the building inspector is looking at it, and each building inspector, so there's an electrical inspector, there's a plumbing inspector. The municipality in which the house is being built, there are a lot of inspectors who are looking at the property. So you do have that oversight to give you that kind of peace of mind that this house is not being built in the wild, wild west. So you have to have that kind of peace of mind and confidence that there are other folks who are watching it who do care about the rule of law and want to make sure that your home is safe, warm and dry, like we always talk about. And that's an important piece of the pie.
And the town inspectors are also a resource for you. They are in the public service business and they're here to support you during your house building. And if you have questions, you're always welcome to call them.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, I think, was a great overview of like home inspection on new construction. I want to thank you for watching another edition of Coffee with Tom and Joanne. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe to our channel to learn more about buying and selling real estate. I'm Tom Matthews.
And I'm Joanne Taranto. Cheers.